Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. In this video, I'm just going to be looking at the terrain features. This is part of a larger video, so I'm just doing it as a separate thing for those people that don't want to watch the whole thing together. If you wanted to watch the whole video, please do so. I'll put a link into the descriptions and everything else. But this is just going to be looking at the plastics that you get from the set. There we go. There we are. Right, first off, we come straight to this additional sprue. That's going to give us some nice little mechanics and machines and everything else for our Into the Dark games. We've even got a, by the looks of it, some form of weapon storage area, and that's going to be fitted to the side of the Into the Dark system. Those are quite cool, actually, these little things here. These are just going to add something to your kit and a weapon stash. Yeah, I quite like the idea of having little pull-out door, well, not pull-out door, but sort of like a little bit of armoury when you're wandering through the halls of a Gallow Dark. Although, like I've said to previous peeps, you didn't have to have it as the Gallow Dark. It could be that it's inside a... I was even thinking about this. I was reading one of a Cassius Cain. Cypher's Cain? Yeah, that's the one, I think. No? Cypher's Cain. I knew I'd get it right eventually. Where him and Jurgen are on... there's those points of the planet. I don't think the planet moves very well, so it's got like a ice zone, it's got a desert zone, so you've got Talan and Valhalla fighting each other, and then you've got that little belt in the middle, which is where all the cities lie. But they've actually got ships, container ships, that are going down to the surface to touch the surface of the planet, and the Chaos are there, the Slanesh cultists, and then of course Khorne Berserkers turn up. But they have to fight inside the ship. This is going to be perfect for fighting inside those, or simulating those areas, as well as simulating the Gallow Dark as well. Not only have you got this sort of setup for that, if you've already got Into the Dark and you've managed to get hold of one of these, you're going to have two sets of the terrain, meaning that when the boarding actions, which Games Workshop announced, come out, we're going to be able to hopefully play that straight away without having to buy any additional equipment. But back to the box. So I like that sprue. It's quite nice. It's very thematic. I mean, what we've got, like I say, we've got the armory, and we've got all these nice little pieces, and of course we've got a is it M41A smart gun? Yeah. For all those Aliens fans out there, it looks like we might be able to have some automated turrets. We've definitely got to have a game where you're versing endless hordes of gene stealers. Create some scenarios for that, guys. This looks like it's part of the Kasrkin sprue. It's got a few arms, legs. It's got a sniper. It's got some different weapons. I think that's the Hotshot multi-laser. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had to actually use my sight. Well, call them signs. I still call them stormtroopers. And all my stormtroopers, my metal ones, are old school Kasrkin. So I am looking forward to getting these. These are brand new plastics. I'm going to try and do like I did with the Rangers, where the Elder Rangers video. Hopefully I've put a marker up there for that. I painted some of the metal ones that I stripped and some of the plastic ones side by side just to get the feel of the actual models. Unfortunately on that one, I still prefer the metal. I still prefer the original metal Elder Rangers over the new Elder Rangers. I don't know if it's going to be the case with these guys, because the old metal Kasrkin were quite monopose. These might be quite monopose, because we all know what Games Workshop like to do with the plastics lately. There's a hell of a lot of head variants with helmets that I can see. So it might be really... I mean, there's a lot of helmets there. A lot of helmets. That's actually really cool. But are we talking lots of helmets because the heads are only half a head? Have we got some that's just half head? No, I can't see some that's just half head. Like you do when you're playing Escher in the Necromunda. You seem to like get half the face and then the rest of the head. It's very bizarre. This looks like it's the big main sprue of the Acadian Kasrkins. Lots of hotshot las guns. We've got some flamers, we've got some plasmas, we've got some melters, chainswords, grenade launchers, some plasma pistols. That might be a variant I'm thinking about. I'm reluctant until the Guard Codex comes out. I suppose I might actually make this one up just to be for the Kill Team, for Into the Dark, because I think that this itself will, yeah, I think just having just the Kasrkin set up just for that will probably cross over well with how they are going to be able to be set up in Warhammer 40k when the new codex comes out. Don't get me wrong, I'll have a rant about that later. Just a little bit worried about how the guard codex is going to come through. We have some newness for the Necrons. I don't actually have any Necrons at this moment in time, so this will be quite interesting to have. I think they're going to be quite easy to build and paint. I'll just use my usual tactics of making sure that I've got some Green Stuff World shiny paint. Some colour shift will work well on Necrons in my personal opinion. And these guys, I think a lot of these are death marks with some special characters thrown in. I know that they've only got about 8 members in their kill team in this one, but they've actually got quite a few of the little buggy ones as well. So whether or not we're going to be really, really tough, we'll be able to have a look at that in a moment by looking through the actual books. Usual kill team Into the Dark Terrain. It's very heavy duty. I know some people with the Into the Dark stuff got a lot of sprues that had bits broken and or missing. So far with my sprues that has not been the case. We've got some more Necron components. So these look like some more of the bigger, badder characters that you actually get in with the Necron Force. Nice little bit of rebar going up there, especially for sort of like some of these little creatures that you've got. It's going to be a little weird, I think, that Kill Team Force to play, but we'll see when we look at the rules. More terrain, because you get a hell of a lot of terrain in these sets. These are literally a all-encompassing game box. You don't really need much more than what comes in the actual box. That should have been at the top, in my personal opinion, not at the bottom. There we are. It separates your bases. Bag of bases. Bigger base. For probably one of the Necron guys, or maybe one of the terrain pieces. I'm not sure. Single rule book. So unlike last time round when we got a couple, just a single rule book, and of course telling you how to assemble your Galore Dark minis. And a board. So now I have 2 of these. I can make a very big board. Woohoo! And we also got a Acadian transfer sheet. No transfer sheet for the Necrons, but it's not something that you really do with Necrons. Give them numbers and such. I quite like. It looks like it's going to be the new Acadian transfer sheet. I've got a hell of a lot of the old ones. This new one will probably get used on nearly all of my... Is there enough numbers on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why is there only 9? That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, there's 10. My eyes deceive me. There is 10. I wish they would give you 11 or 12 though, because when you mess up sometimes with these transfers, it would be nice to have a spare so that you're not making the rest of your army look crap. Thanks very much for watching that, guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at the lovely bits of plastic you are getting from this set. And hopefully we'll see you next time.